This is the chicken dinner that I keep coming back to for years and years and years. Ever since I worked at this restaurant in Seattle called Palace Kitchen, it always had these components. And this is something I can make every single week. Very easy. One bowl. Here's the chicken dinner that I could keep making every week. All right, man, this comment came in and it really hit me. It said, I really miss your YouTube videos. Look, so do I. I miss them too. Okay, so we're back in the apron that we had during peak YouTube days. This is the one that I wore with my old filmer, Michael. He even gave me this little Pikachu pin that you see right here, a little surfing Pikachu. All right, man, so why use a whole bird aside from the fact that it was buy one, get one free at the store? Freaking sick deal. Nonetheless, it is cheaper just to use a whole bird. Why not take advantage of having the whole thing and using the carcass to make stock? By the way, I even have some carcass right here left over from another bird that I'll toss in with this carcass and make a really nice chickeny stock. But it just tastes more chickeny, if you know what I mean. We've got the joints, we've got more cartilage, and of course the bone. It makes the chicken taste more chickeny. So I would say utilize the whole bird. Not only is it cheaper, it tastes more chickeny. It makes more sense. And we're gonna get all the pieces that we like. Hey, you don't like white meat? You got the dark meat right here. You can use the white meat for meal prep. Subscribe if you want more meal prep videos, because I want to get on some of those. I'm probably not gonna go over like how to butcher a bird. I'll just let you see as I do and do as you see. I don't know the saying, whatever. I've probably broken down, I don't know, over 6 figures of chickens with this knife. You want to find a knife that you're just really comfortable with, you know? I like one that's semi-short, you know, not too long, something I could really handle. Pop these guys out. The wings are actually really good for stock. And I've had this guy sitting on a rack in my fridge just for a little while, just so it could dry out. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot. I'm spacing out here. I'm not gonna butcher this chicken. So sorry. I'm so glad I only got into the thigh a little bit. Let me show you what I was gonna do. My gosh, damn. I almost fucked it up there. Okay, so. Okay, here's what I meant to do. Got my trusty scissors. I used gloves, by the way, because I'm working with cameras here and I don't have to go back and forth washing my hands. Anyways, this is what I was gonna do. A little snippy snip, okay? Saving all of these for my stock action. Now what I meant to do was just basically spatchcock it and season it generously with salt all over. Hey, I can actually get in the thigh now. That did not happen. You didn't see that. I like to do a little paprika action on mine. You don't need to do that. I just like the smokiness I get from it and the color and the flavor, of course. So what I'm doing is just a little cure. Of course, I'll have the recipe for the cure. You just make it in a little bowl, mixture of salt, sugar, and then whatever you want, thyme, herbs, paprika. And then we just kind of let it do its thing. We let it sit. I like to let mine sit for, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. You could do longer if you'd like. I have it on a rack, on a tray. This can go back in the fridge and just kind of do its thing for a bit. And that cure is gonna draw moisture out. It's gonna let us get a nicer crust, nicer sear and all that stuff. You could brine your bird if you have more room to put it into a little bucket of water or something, but you know, this is the way for me. I'm so against the word dry brine. That's not a thing. It makes no sense, because to brine, it utilizes osmosis. You need H2O, you need water. So to say dry brine is just kind of like a oxymoron, is that the word? I don't know, yeah. Now in this recipe on the blog, I used cannellini beans. I don't judge canned beans. I actually think canned beans are great. Oh, that chicken's going. Canned beans are great, to be honest. I would say use them if you got them. Or if you get some nice ones, you know, like these gigantes, use them if you got them. I was contemplating using these because I haven't soaked them. Usually I like to soak my beans first. It just helps like kind of soften them up so that, you know, that skin doesn't burst and stuff, but you could still just boil them. You bring it to a boil then simmer. You don't want to like actually hard boil these guys because then you might get some bursting and then it might just be like mushy on the outside, a little tougher on the inside, more al dente on the inside. You know, beans like these are nice. You know, just give them a little rinsey rinse in your pot. I like to kind of check them out here and there, see if there's like rocks or something, you know. But these are nice. Like I said, I usually would like to soak these guys, but it's all right. And also beans, think of them like a sponge. They soak up all this flavor. So add some aromatics if you got them. Herbage, garlic, onion, celery. I would have added celery, but my celery was moldy in the fridge. It happens, it happens. By the way, the reason why I put a pan on that chicken, that pressing down, it's gonna give me a nice crust on that chicken. I just thought I would explain that instead of just throwing a pan on it and you're confused as to why. But yeah, this is a very simple one. Honestly, like most of the weeks I've been making this, I'm just using the canned beans. But I thought, hey, why not? We're making a video. Let me show you some nice ones. And there's really nothing to this. Now you could make it a little nicer. You could soak these overnight. And you would treat the bean like you would a nice protein. You know, we don't just do this with meats, right? We do this with vegetables and legumes. Like with the beans, you would soak them in cold water and then you would see they expand overnight a lot. You might want to put something under because then that water is going to overflow. And you treat it like that and it's going to be a nice bean all the way through. Rather than if you boil the hell out of it and it's not soaked or anything, it's gonna be mushy on the outside, it's gonna be al dente on the inside, and it's just not gonna be as nice, you know? So I don't salt them yet either. I salt them like kind of midway or at the end. That helps me control the texture as well. Let's go over my little vegetable haul here. This looks really pretty, and for good reason. It's all got flavor. And these things right here, these are something I always include with a protein. Ever since when I worked at the restaurant Palace Kitchen in Seattle, it's something I always had to have. The chicken set always included a braised green, always. Whether it's kale, lacinato, or even the harder stuff, or collards. My favorite, chard, especially the red stuff, adds a nice color, nice texture. It adds like a nice little bitterness. So it gives you like more contrast. And I like it. To me, I gotta have a green to cut through it. And this completes any protein dish. even if you don't even have it with a protein. Like if it's just with the beans, like it's so good. It's so good. So yeah, we're gonna use this chard. I'm gonna throw in some herbs, like some dill. I might even throw in the tops of these fennel fronds. And fennel, of course, is gonna be really good with the beans. Adds a nice bite. And then of course, like that anise flavor. We're gonna toss in some garlic for the greens with a little chili flake. And then of course, why not? Citrus is in season right now. So let's do, let's do some cara cara. What is this? Cara cara, yeah. Look at the sticker real quick so I don't sound like a dum-dum. Oh yeah, cara cara zest. That's gonna go into the beans. And then some onion. Then of course lemon for the greens. All of this, it just completes it. It's really, really good. Really good. I got my chicken cooking, my beans cooking, like I could just prep while that's going on. You guys let me know if you like this ASMR stuff, by the way. Do a little ASMR choppy chop time. Just a little onion scrap into the beans. All right. Cool, cool, cool. All right, man. Now I think if you're not new to the channel, you're probably wondering like, what's going on? How come I haven't been doing any long form videos? Or maybe you haven't. I don't know. I'll just let you know though. I never thought the juice was worth the squeeze for me, you know? Like these take a long time to make and they weren't getting through to you guys that are subscribed for some reason. Or maybe you guys aren't subscribed and it just doesn't get through to you. The short forms that I do though, however, I mean, shoot, you've already probably seen them. Billions of views on the channel, they get through. So that's mostly why I haven't been doing the longs anymore. But I figure, you know, if I want you to show up, then I gotta show up. So I'm showing up and I'm gonna be doing these long forms every week now. I'm on it. So I'll be here. You know, honestly, I don't know if this is more effective than, you know, just running through a grater, like a microplane. But I just love the process of this. I just love pasting garlic with a knife. It's such a zen thing for me. It just chills me out. You know, if people are pissing me off, I get some shitty emails or something, you know, I'm just gonna paste some garlic on the video instead of grating it. It's just a nice process for me. That and also cutting shallots. That's another good one. But yeah, I mean, if I'm doing garlic in bulk, I'm just gonna put it through a food processor and call it a day. But I mean, pasting garlic like this is so nice to do. This amount is probably great for like 2 or 3 people. Don't forget to put that stem in there too, man. It's really good stuff. These are so creamy and delicious. I don't think you can tell unless I told you, but I switched out the beans. These are the canned ones just so I could show you that you can make some really good stuff even with the canned ones. Really nice cannellini beans, man. These are just cannellinis from the can. Some fennel, some onions, some aromatic, a little pepper, a little kick. I added some salt to taste right now. I could even do like citric acid, olive oil, butter if I want, you know? But this is good as is. It's delicious. The greenery is there in the pot, the chicken's in the oven, and that's it. It's a simple chicken dinner. I mean, look at that. It's so tender, the leg just comes right off. I might want to just give this a little crispy crisp on the pan. I like this because it could just be eaten in bowl form, you know? That's comfort. You could even switch out the fennel for like other root veg or just whatever's in season right now. Parsnips, carrot, whatever, you know? This is so nice. I even cooked some potatoes while I was cooking the chicken to weigh down the chicken. For the recipe, it's in the description. You'll find it there. Then you can scan the website. Let me know what recipe you want to see next on the long form.